This is the Happiness Project with Shannon White, and I'm here today with Gilad Shoham. And Gilad, please introduce yourself and what do you do?
I'm Gilad. Hi, Shannon. Thank you for doing this. This is amazing. Um, I'm Gilad. I'm a, I help people. I'm a polarity therapist, polarity therapy, and I do body work, therapeutic body work. I teach, and I like people to be happy. I like to help people become more themselves. I like to see the lights turn on for people in them becoming better versions of themselves according to what they want. And that's what I do. I live in Israel. I live in the north of Israel in a little community where I grew up. I traversed in the world for a while, for many years, and ended up back here, and where the rest of my original core family still is. So we live in a beautiful area surrounded by mountains and birds and rivers, and yeah, that's where we are.
Nice. And do you do like online work with people as well?
Of course,
Ah,
I do because it's the time that it is. I'm also related to a lot of different communities. I'm For many years I lived in Arizona, and when we moved here 3.5 years ago, it was a natural thing to continue to stay in touch with people and to continue to support. I like to support people, and I have a hard time letting go of my people that I help and teach. It's an issue, but I work on it. So
sometimes you're not meant to let go. Sometimes you keep
I know,
people.
yeah, no, I like to continue to support people. It was a natural step to take to continue to support people online. I do that. I do online sessions with people. I do different tools. And I'm part of a teacher training program that is international, really, and I mentor people through that as well. Yeah, so individual sessions, processes, and mentoring for people that do what we do. I work online as
Beautiful.
well. Yeah,
So what does happiness mean to you?
that's an excellent question. I love that you asked that. I love that you are doing this. This is so important. It really is. It's
Thank
the
you.
only thing that matters, really.
Yeah, it is.
Your happiness and your love are really the only things that matter. So that's what happiness is to me. It's really the only thing that matters. But to be a little more articulate with it, I think that happiness is, for me, it's a state of being. It's something that I strive for daily, and it's the core values that I have, the set of core values that I have, and the expression that I want to have in the world is is what I strive for to be. I strive that to be happy. I strive it to be something that leaves trails of glitter in the air around me.
Yeah, people can feel it coming off of you. There's
Yeah.
lots of there.
Well, I it not it doesn't need to they don't need to feel it just coming off of me. I think that that we actually leave a trail of like happiness dust,
Yeah,
and when we are happier, we cultivate more happiness for the world. I think it helps. I think it helps the plants grow outside, and I think the animals love it, and microbes and things that need it helps my cells transform. It helps cellular regeneration in the world. It helps the planet breathe better. When we are a more vibrant field of light, when our energy bodies are a little more vibrant and alive, we are happier. and or when we're happier, they vibe, that happens,
Right.
and it creates more of that.
Yeah. Beautiful. So if you were to teach people one thing about how to cultivate more happiness in their lives, what would you teach them?
I want people to be responsible for creating more of that in their life. I want people, they think that to be, that the tool I would give people is that what I use for myself is we talked and you said mindset. It kind of is. It's an approach to life, I think. What I have is I like this quote that it's a great deed to be in happiness. There's a caveat of it all being all the time, but it's a great deed to be in happiness. The saying from one of the rabbis in the Jewish culture, the Jewish lore, and it's there's a for the first of that I like to make a distinction between to be happy and to be in happiness. Because to be happy, it's nice, but happy is fleeting. That the emotion of happy is fleeting. Like it comes and it goes, and we can't necessarily create when we're going to be happy, right? If something gets me upset, I feel upset, whatever that is. Or if I feel, I can only my body physiologically can really only be focused on one emotion at a time, or my attention can only be on one emotion at a time. So if I'm happy, I'm happy, and if I'm sad, I'm sad, and if I'm etc.
And I thank you for making this distinction because, and I think it becomes clear in the videos that I'm doing, but the happiness project is not about getting to a point of not experiencing other emotions. Like that is not what it is, but it's being able to bring back, and I'll let you, complete your statement to what being in happiness means, but it's like being able to bring yourself back to a place that life feels good to you. So yes, this is not about like skipping over other emotions. This series is not about that. Because yes, happiness comes and goes.
Right.
And feel what you feel. And that's gonna be part of this series too. But yeah, go ahead, please.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. So feel what you feel, because happiness is it's a fleeting emotion, but to be in a state of happiness is to be in a state of it's a state of being. And in the state of being, it's that field that I was speaking with, and we were talking about. It's the vibrancy of life. So it's a great deed to be in that, and it's a matter of cultivation, and it's a responsibility. And so to do the doing of happiness is a daily task. It's a daily strategies thing, right? And it's opening, like for me, it is everything that I do. It's all the tools that I help people with, and it's all the tools that I help myself with. So it's important to move my body every day. It's important to wake up in the morning and get my body moving a little bit, like wake up my cells, let my cells start regenerating the breath, the just like I eat and breathe and defecate, the same my cells do too, and I need to help them do that. And it's doing that on a so it's movement, and it's feeding my body with the right things to help that. And it is drinking a lot of water, and it is surrounding myself with people and things that make me happy. Not in the sense that I need to go in, that I'm dependent on it. I am dependent on moving my body and on feeding myself. And I can go a day without seeing my daughters, but in my it's 5:30 in the morning, and when my daughter comes out in an hour, when she wakes up, I'm going to give her a hug, and it's just that is exchanging. It's exchanging cells. It's exchanging.
Oxytocin.
Yeah, it's exchanging hormones. It's helping. It promotes more of that as well. Again, yeah. So happiness is a cultivation, it's especially, it's nice to say when I hug my daughter, when I eat a piece of fruit, but that's not always where we are, right? So even so when especially when I'm in a darker state or when I'm in a denser emotion, it's important to it helps. It's a guiding. It's like it's an alignment thing to know that when I'm there, I can always move my body a little bit and create a little bit of happiness in my body, you know? And I can choose to eat a potato chip, or I can choose to eat a clementine, like I can go outside and breathe some air, and I can focus. And right now, this morning, there's there's this horrible scent that's coming down with we're downwind from these from chicken houses. It's not good at 5:30 in the morning. It's not fun. But I choose not to focus on it. I know people that do, and they struggle.